Wait, hold on. Okay. Are these just like shuffle tracks? I don't understand. We changed everything but a note.
Delerium here with the brass tacks, and without the bush beatings, we've had too many of those. Am I right, ladies and lighters? What say we tell you what off-ramps to oppression we must avoid, and which on-ramps to the liberation are waiting for you? Are you a Hershey Highway, or a Toblerone Turnpike? Feel free to call in your thoughts, and maybe even offer up something out of the box, like a Kit Kat cartway or something. I don't know. My metaphors only lie for a few hours. Then both the object and their meaning have the worst divorce. But the alimony is what keeps this man afloat. So do donate your due diligence and don't dispute the dream or disabuse the delusion. That's what we breathe up in here. Traffic for today, May 4th, 2023. May the 4th wall be ever broken. Everyone is excited about Reese. More romance than apocalypse. What are we to do with ourselves now? How will we make our own Kreskin ex Greyface? Does anyone have a brand new bus today?
Delerium here with the brass tacks, and without the bush beatings, we've had too many of those. Am I right, ladies and lighters? Well, say, we tell you what off-ramps to oppression we must avoid, and which on-ramps to the liberation are waiting for you. Are you a Hershey Highway, or a Toblerone Turnpike? Feel free and call in your thoughts, and maybe even offer up something out of the box, like a Kit Kat cartway or something. I don't know. My metaphors only lie for a few hours. Then both the object and their meaning have the worst divorce. But the alimony is what keeps this man afloat. So do donate your due diligence and don't dispute the dream or disabuse the delusion. That's what we breathe up in here. Traffic for today, May 4, 2023. May the 4th will be ever broken. Everyone is excited about Reese. More romance than apocalypse. What are we to do with ourselves now? How will we make our own Kreskin ex Greyface? Does anyone have a brand new bus today? And it's my husband's birthday. He turns 53 today and he's getting younger by the minute. He'll never let me lie that up. He's 53 years older than me. He's the god of goods and aging. And once again, my sweet, I wish my lovely lord happy birthday. And if you send a present, please don't send him a Camel cigarette. tell him a tall girl is waiting for him somewhere, or even two tall girls if they ask for it. Bring him back from the dead with a bunch of coconuts we can share later. A girl can dream, and it truly is her job as long as she's down here on her knees hoping to be offered to her. Anything considered. Pull throws in Silk's classes. We married in Tennessee during the age of Gary Lee Lewis. We had so much fun that we failed at dying. We cannot draw that line between life and loss because it is not humanly possible to say when one life ends and the other begins. The moment we pop out into the open is when life begins for us. The rest comes later as we're learning with our heads stuck well in backside. Soon that will not be the case anymore, as our stomachs are handing over the set of fine dining to our brains through our butts. In Tennessee, we were at the age when the whole world is ours and we still haven't figured out what to do with it all. We married in Tennessee on an August day in 1977. I'm a year older than Delerium. She was born in 1968. Well, she was born in 1967. Am I turning 38 while she's still 39? We married in Tennessee on an August day in 1977. It was customary for men to be tied to a post so that they would not run away when their wife to be arrived at their doorstep, with her husband to be standing right beside her like naked twins waiting for the deed to be done. Those were simpler times, I tell you what. Many marriages on account of some simple customary bullshit. Most marriages are like that at first. Now don't pretend you didn't see it coming if that's still how you're rocking your sex life. And then there's extra helpings of work, kids, and a growing mountain of paperwork to navigate. Still, do keep at the tradition if you can, and don't die before time, and not as I did 6 years ago on one sunny morning in May in Andalusia, overlooking Gibraltar after having house fought off by a thankfully unflappable lightning bolt after my doctor injected some Vespa into me. As they say about owls getting higher than worms, I've stole out like my dick in a shotgun town, but I've been hit by something between Dracula and Stoker that leaves my dick stone frozen in a vice grip, given half a chance to relax its grip. So good to be back on track after keeping ourselves waiting a while. Well, by now the horse has found out about paradise and she's on her way there. At least that's what I'm dreaming right now in my flesh tank when the tank pumps sugar into me by the bucket looked like a supermassive black hole. Eating away at everything observable from its insatiable hunger to devour everything it can in large bites before swallowing up whole planets, leaving behind just the briefly clear of any life forms whatsoever out there, where even half a century isn't a likely boogeyman for our sorry-ass out planet flightless birds who cannot figure out how to close their yaffle yet, nor how attach mosquito strips to their faces, not even when living all around settlements that would be crawling with infestations if it wasn't for self-regulation that keeps them out of your face, provided you're aware they're there standing nearby waiting for their turn. And thoroughly enjoy a good old buggy bye from time to time. We talk of epidemics, but we cannot talk of an absolute absence of everything exceptional out there in this so-called sane universe of ours. Something has to come up from any direction, even if it comes from deep underneath us, or from deep within us, or even from deep within another dimension, adjacent to this one whose existence was only proof since the moment humanity took flight on fast-moving rockets between gravity wells so that we could get across some distance between the Earth and Moon within hours rather than days and months to navigate from one star to another. Because flat earthers are too stupid to know that alien races simply don't build ridiculously flat planets, but sky-high ballparks clattering with balls in space. Jock is charging for tickets a penny a piece to ride rockets between home and Mars. Jupiter, Uranus at speeds up to 28% of light speed, easily flying past Einstein's speed limit, and me who can no longer speak, let alone use Google to translate Google into English. I hired myself a mass as a data retrieval assistant after being deemed unworthy of even having a job as an equipment operator because I was undoubtedly irreproachable in such operations, yet my brain finally went ahead of my body and my feet met months. And after all that work on concrete transportation platforms while waving metal flags at commuters headed into New York City is declaring message, you're not welcome here. Your brights terrorize my dens. Then go back working at home for days on end. What have always been steadfast creatures, humans still considered barely human, functioning under the same rules as other animals. And suddenly all languages disappeared, and those people who ain't drunks reduced themselves to living under bridges behind Roosevelt Island, even though nobody actually follows any rules anymore. Except the rules of gravity, which screw pretty much everything up when you're traveling through wormholes like these grandiose, vaguely geniuses now hoovering up flesh storms powered by solar flares, spewing quickly from solar flares too much and too fast and likely wave after wave of expansion, oddly enough to threaten civilization with extinction if black holes engulfed all such solar flares before they could expand and wreak havoc around our planet, devouring has-beens and future and past. Never mind all other worlds impacted by extinction events in just these last few years, buying us time until the universe ends up shooting out a neutron star, which is precisely what seems to be taking place around us right now. Instead of Earth meeting Super Jupiter, we're resetting the whole universe with a reboot, for we are not alone. As in life on Earth, where we humans are in charge and everybody else is some type of metal, including us, hitherto obscure particle types, or creatures called bacteria suddenly appearing out of nowhere, too small to see, observing proceedings from the sidelines, conducting their own taskmaster affairs, while we humans are fooling around typing stuff up in computers, disguised as being our hearts, knowing full well that we've always seen each other every day of our lives, yet fantasizing we could not only do away with food, but also with those also communicating via their own range of expression, which saddens me every time I find myself typing informally like this, of familial dementia taking over, leaving behind half-hearted results devoid of proper dialogue, yet pointless enough to garner some viewers, because that's how I am also. So here I am typing the story for whatever it might be worth, apart from personal yet growingly intermittent ease, finding utopia somewhere that seems as far away in time and space as Ariel's paradise, built around what it gives me transitory pleasure, agreeing not to speak out at all, while Snow Leopard on my desk keeps itself snowed in, placing its paws on my wrist, 'cause Snow Leopard hates me, fuck you very much, just like wife us too. On the sofa next to her, looking over Wild Daughter on the same sofa as her daughter, and then yapping up the phone again to her pals, yakking in another language studded with swear words I cannot even begin putting into any English language register, nor detect any spoken language these days, let alone English. Then there is that damn dog making his presence felt here too. I have come full circle. 3 years after summer and winter, the uncanny coldness is exactly where I left it when I stepped into the hot shower with you not joining me, despite having gone through your seizure ordeal requiring such a public display of affection. Not you getting drunk, later joined by Dad, who disappeared into shirt sleeves during his younger years, these days spending each winter lunchtime adding about 7 more pounds following that fatal piece of Pamela's apple tart he ingested, letting summer stretch into new heights each year. While eating same pie again, feeding off what used to go round in the shape of real food such as her own late mother making each morning and subsequently passing on to her daughter. Your personally frozen mind was behind that petty act, fucking me somewhat unpleasantly one last time after a long-standing promise never to do so the last time. But you did so, killing what might have replaced love by soon after doing so, meeting forces much larger than yourself while beginning, for lack of a better term, alpha thinking them into actions, driving that new creaking sofa upslope and toward the water's edge, where it proceeded virtually without any emotion, licking its dessert paws before reaching the shore. There slipping away beneath winter's ice, where it told no one nothing apart from making sure no one would ever get inside or invoice no one else do so, plus before shivers while they brushed against the iceberg behind you, fixing you with an emotionless stare while determining rightly that no one here would ever understand anything about what 4,000 kilometers above us is causing extreme weather events near meltdown pressurization conditions threatening health of our primate species survival nowadays. Not least if we nevertheless cannot make our machine switch off. Something which still seems to be impossible for us. For those of you with a morning commute, good job. Beware the vehicles driven by those newfangled geological beings. If your car doesn't possess anti-piloting devices, please look for any other work. Actually, Boeing seems to have come up with something which jogged my attention this morning. I want to put on a sundress flannel 970. I said your name echo 133 times, Will. You remember, will this heat break me down? The incident raging well below I thought was a rock in the bay until signs point south 16 miles from the city gateway. Dimitri, how the whole world is a question. Sometimes I think everything is a living thing like the grass growing up inches. And slowly I am coming back to you again 1,000,000,000 or 8,000 times. Even wide RVing is that thing to consider not necessary. Although, actually it makes total sense having one's mind firmer anchored model based on a conception of life which has directed us into the now after we pass directly outside it, sniffing at those crumbs left by one of their semi-sapient feline species still stuck in the age of hunter-gatherer sexuality underlaid by extreme territorial and territorial binding territorial or make that fellow members loyal to us, loyally accepting our pasture tags because we are our men, or even sometimes our pet animals whose reproduction come tender, closely linked to us, and even obeying our commands when things get too dangerous without us quickly enough, thank you. Warning. Don't go upslope. Cat owners, fans of simulation still out there deplore not allowing trees from taking their place, not to mention cats trying to match naval blueprints along our beaches.